You want another one?
Folks, this is Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Welcome back to Geek Salad Retro Movie Reviews.
Hi.
From the Geek Salad Podcast. I'm drinking.
And I'm not drinking.
And tonight we're continuing with our discussion of the DCEU, and we're talking about Suicide Squad.
Yeah. We did the good, and now we're doing the less good.
Oh, just the way it hits your throat.
Yeah, that's why I don't drink.
And I might be sick, so that's the other fun part of this too. So, yeah, this movie makes me want to drink.
Are you drinking Corona?
No, I'm not actually. I'm drinking my bacon bourbon.
Oh yeah.
No, what's the best way for me to put this?
Neither one of us was a big fan of the movie.
I fucking hate this movie.
There are some minor elements I enjoyed, but for the most part, not a good movie.
Oh my god.
Really not a good movie.
Between it being odious and being obnoxious, it's hard for me to really find the good in this movie. Now, let me start off by asking, Mike, did you see this in the theater or did you wait till home video?
Oh no, I saw it. If I didn't see it opening weekend, I saw it pretty damn close to it.
You sad son of a bitch.
Yeah, that's just how I roll.
Oh God. Yeah, I wasn't a big fan of the trailers. I wasn't a big fan of the lead up to this. I despise the Hot Topic aesthetic of this entire movie.
If you weren't a fan of the trailers, then you definitely wouldn't have been a fan of the movie, because the people that edited the trailers are the people that edited the movie.
Exactly. Yet nobody is asking for the David Ayer cut of this movie. Think about that. This is a movie that literally gets stolen away from the director.
You're right.
No reason, and got cut up by the company trailer park that edited the trailer. Nobody's clamoring for this one, yet the Snyder Cut is all the rage. And the Snyder Cut was essentially a well-orchestrated series of events that not really orchestrated. No one could orchestrate what happened.
Yeah.
But a series of events that led to Joss Whedon taking over is not the studio interference. The studio interference came later on and we will talk about Justice League. I believe we're going to try that next week. But this movie, Suicide Squad, it's just no bueno.
Shall I go into the only parts of the movie that I did enjoy?
Please.
Margot Robbie was fantastic as Harley Quinn.
I'll give her this. She's very invested in the character.
Yes.
I hate this version of Harley Quinn, especially the hot pants, butt cheeks exposed version that got more screen time than most supporting characters.
I mean, it's not a bad thing to, straight males like us.
Right. I understand that, but it's definitely this movie should have been directed by the male gaze, because that's really what this movie is. This is the Harley Quinn show and the Will Smith show. Not even the Deadshot show. That was Will Smith.
Yeah. I didn't mind him. And I never really out and out hate Will Smith in a movie.
Well, it's hard to hate Will Smith in a movie because he's pretty much playing Will Smith, and it's hard to hate Will Smith.
Yeah. So I did like him in this movie. And there were elements of his character that I liked that they brought in, like his relationship with his daughter. It's a trope, but I did like it. I thought it was well done.
Right.
And El Diablo, I thought he was a really good character, actually.
Diablo was a good character who is essentially he's just a ex machina character.
Yeah.
You need him to conclude the end of the movie, but he doesn't do much
And never once in the movie do they say, "Oh, he can also turn into a giant flaming giant."
Right. Well, there's a lot about this movie that doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
So the premise of Suicide Squad is that now that Superman is dead, the government needs to come up with a way of combating in case the next Superman turns out not to be on our side. So the government decides that the best way of preventing an evil Superman is by collecting a whole bunch of supervillains, dangling a carrot in front of their nose to essentially stop crimes, essentially as expendables. Now, if you're going to stop the next Superman, you obviously want a dude who can throw boomerangs real well.
Yeah, I wouldn't even say that they hired a bunch of supervillains. I would say they hired a bunch of B-list henchmen.
Oh my god! I mean, yes.
I mean,
other than Diablo, I don't, and technically Killer Croc, nobody really has superpowers.
Yeah. Let me see. Harley Quinn, no. Deadshot, no. Slipknot. Moving on.
Poor Adam Beach.
Flag, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. I wouldn't even say Killer Croc because I mean,
he's just
if you go, yeah,
he's strong and that's his thing. But again, do you think he could take on Superman?
No. I think Superman would rip him in half.
Exactly. Yeah, this movie from start to finish is just it's mind-blowingly stupid.
Yeah. Let's have a woman inhabited by the Enchantress. Let's give her free and unrestricted access to the vault where her brother's heart is.
Right.
And let's not even bother to check to see if maybe she's not taking it or not.
Yeah.
Who cares?
Well, that's the best part about this movie is that they have to stop a problem that they themselves started in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
We're pretty much right out of the gate. Something stupid happens.
Yeah.
Well,
technically, right out of the gate, we got Flash music. Flash music.
Oh my God.
Flash music.
Seriously, it's like if a less cool Quentin Tarantino went through their record collection and just like threw down a CD on top of the picture of each character because and by each I mean like 3 characters with extended backstories.
Yeah,
they got a song. They got this like really hyperactive intro.
Yeah.
But the other characters were just they were chattel. There's very little you could do with them, and you don't get much more than like Diablo is just like, he's in his little self-containment unit because he burned his family, but that's it.
Yeah.
No music or anything like that. I actually saw a really interesting thing. It was a discussion of the filming of Suicide Squad on YouTube, where they decided to change the color grading like about 30 times in the first 10 minutes of the movie.
And it's noticeable, actually.
It's very noticeable.
The
and
colors
it's very
crop out in the worst possible way.
The coloring, the color grading in this movie is really bad because whoever decided to do that wasn't looking at stuff like background and foreground to make sure that it didn't look like absolute shit against the sets.
Spoiler, it did.
It did. The whole thing looks bad. Now, when I saw this on home video, I just want to restate that I saw this after 3 prior attempts, and I could not get past the character intros. I could not get 20 minutes into this movie without turning it off and saying, I just can't.
Oh, but then you missed the climax. We'll get there. Don't worry.
We will get there.
Yeah.
We will get there. It's really tough because, first of all, this is the worst Joker.
Yeah. Well, let's. The Joker was in this movie technically. He was in about 5-10 minutes max, and no joke. You could cut out every single one of his scenes, and the movie would actually be better for it. All it did
outside of Harley Quinn, he had no interaction with any other person in this movie who had a speaking line, a role.
Yeah, there was literally
75% of the marketing revolved around Jared Leto as Joker.
And there was literally no reason for him to be in this movie. Literally no reason.
None.
The only moment where he possibly might have affected things is when he busted out Harley Quinn at the end. But you could have easily done that off screen.
You could have done that off screen, or it would have been just a nice, like, he's, don't advertise like they did like crazy that Jared Leto was going to be in this movie, and the only time you ever see him is in that breakout scene.
No, you have like a couple of flashbacks.
No. I'm saying that's what they should have done.
Oh yes,
just the only way that Joker scene is effective is if it's the only one, because the weird thing about this Joker is there's no rhyme or reason to him. He is just essentially he's just a gangster. Whereas if Heath Ledger wanted to just watch the world burn, Leto is just a common criminal with face tattoos.
Yeah.
And that really terrible, like, smiley face tattoo.
Yeah.
And it's just not an enjoyable performance by any means.
No, it's not enjoyable, and it's not necessary.
No.
At all.
No. But getting to, like, Harley Quinn, Margot Robbie, I mean, God bless her for, like, really, like, wanting to breathe some life into this role. She's very annoying in this. The Brooklyn-esque Mr. Joker accent just gets, it was fine for Batman the Animated Series where the character was introduced. But
I mean, I genuinely didn't mind. I actually did like her. She deserved much better than this movie, and apparently much better than this movie. But whatever.
Yeah.
But the thing is, I can see why she might be annoying. But that's the thing about Harley Quinn. Harley Quinn is always she's very borderline annoying. She's annoying to the point of she's just kind of sad, a sad character. But I didn't mind her annoyingness because that's kind of how she's supposed to be, to a certain extent.
I mean, I can understand that. I can understand that. I just kind of feel like, well, first of all, in the lead up to the release of this movie, the Joker Harley Quinn perfect relationship bullshit. It was off the charts at this time because it is very much an abusive relationship.
Yeah.
How anybody can walk away from that seeing love in any way, shape, or form really needs to kind of reevaluate their own relationships.
And I'm pretty sure that at that point, and like this came out in 2016, I'm pretty sure at that point in the comics, she had already dumped Joker and moved in with Poison Ivy.
Probably. I don't know. I haven't read a Batman comic in a while, so
yeah.
It's tough because the majority of the marketing revolved around those two.
Yeah.
And then the last fifth of it was Will Smith as Deadshot. I mean, because of him, you did get a couple of those the Batfleck cameos,
which they were small and inoffensive, and I do like Ben Affleck as Batman. I had no problem with against that.
Interestingly, because of Suicide Squad, I mean, obviously more so in Justice League, he ties Christian Bale as the most on-screen appearances as Batman with 3.
Okay,
and it's only because he shows up as Batman in Suicide Squad twice.
You know who else ties that record?
Who?
Lego Batman.
Are we really counting Lego Batman? I feel like
Lego movie. He was in Lego Batman, and he was in Lego movie too.
Yeah, I just kind of want to leave the animated stuff in its own field.
Yeah,
because nobody had to get in shape for the Lego movies.
that's true. That is true.
Yeah. And then everybody else in this movie is just varying degrees, going from just like mildly terrible to offensively bad.
Yeah. Who played Amanda Waller?
Viola Davis, Academy Award winner, Viola Davis.
She deserves so much more than this.
She does. She absolutely does. This is a tough one too, because the writers, I mean, David Ayer and Trailer Park had no idea how to write this character in a way, because there's not one time when you're supposed to like her, apparently, but she's the good guy because she's on our side.
Yeah, she's a very kind of unknowable character.
Yeah.
And in a movie like this, where it's full of like characters that are pretty much two-dimensional, you needed more for her, and you didn't get it.
Yeah. Joel Kinnaman as Flag.
Yeah.
It's just like,
you know how I just mentioned those two-dimensional characters?
yeah.
Well, there you go.
He's another one that just deserves so much better.
Yeah.
In this, and he's a dude who has had a career of deserving much better than what he's gotten. Dude, you were RoboCop, and not the good RoboCop.
You were Uncle Owen.
Who was he?
He was Uncle Owen, right?
No,
wasn't he?
No.
In Phantom Revenge of the Sith.
No, not Joel Kinnaman.
And who was that?
I will look it up. Bring up another actor that just either deserves so much more or is just so terrible.
Jai Courtney? No, he deserved everything.
Jai Courtney is awful in everything.
Yeah. Yeah, I got nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ezra Miller was in this movie.
Oh yeah, for like 2 seconds. Joel, you're thinking of Joel Edgerton.
Joel Kinnaman, Joel Edgerton. You can see where my confusion comes from.
Yeah, Kinnaman is American. I'm pulling up the cast list right now because
I've got the cast list here. There's really Will Smith, Jared Leto.
Yeah, I'm in it right now. I'm just trying to think anybody else here because I'm on IMDb, and what it does is it shows them by in order of appearance.
Mm-hmm. Adewale Akinwumi
Abigaje as Killer Croc. Dude's usually solid in movies, but I just had a hard time with what they decided they wanted to go with Killer Croc.
Mm. And then they got Cara
Delevingne as June Moon and Enchantress.
And I think she got her start as an underwear model.
She may have.
No, not necessarily an underwear model, just a full on fashion model.
Okay, let's take a minute to talk about Enchantress because this is your antagonist of the entire movie.
And
oh my god,
the thing I most got out of Enchantress was that her final move was basically,
yeah,
let's dance.
I mean, let's break down the DCEU, shall we? In terms of the main big bads in the movie. Man of Steel, you had Zod, who was essentially just evil Superman.
Yeah.
BVS, you had Lex Luthor. You had Enchantress. You had Ares in Wonder Woman. You had Steppenwolf.
And we had
Ocean Master.
And Dr. Savannah.
And then you had Dr. Savannah. I don't ever want to hear anybody say that the MCU has a villains problem, because these movies do not make compelling villains. Considering also, though, I think that DC does a much better job with their heroes than they do with their villains. whereas Marvel does a better job with their villains than their heroes in certain cases.
Are you talking about in the comics?
In the comics, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, in terms of the depth and breadth of DC villains, Lex Luthor and the Joker.
I mean, yeah. I mean, once you get beyond Batman's rogues gallery, you're starting to get into like Slim Pickens area.
Right, exactly. You get guys like the Banjo and Calendar Man and Condiment King.
Yeah, okay. I said outside of the Batman rogues galleries.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just not really a fan.
Yeah.
I am not a fan of this movie at all. There's just so much stupid shit that happens throughout.
The one scene that I did like watching through, there was one scene that gave me a glimmer of hope that maybe they can turn around for the third act, and that was in the bar.
Oh, the bar scene where you finally they get to stop for a moment to just tell stories.
Yeah, and that I had fun with that scene. It's
not bad, but the problem is, it's too little, too late.
Well, I mean, that was the whole problem with the movie in general. That scene just kind of, this is what it could be, but no, this is what we got.
Right. I mean, DC. I mean, I just think with stronger writers and just more intestinal fortitude, this could have been better. I mean, from everything I've heard, Birds of Prey featuring Harley Quinn, or Harley Quinn and the Birds of Prey now, I believe is the new title.
Yeah,
it's actually really good. But as we mentioned before, the reason it's not doing well is because this movie, there's like this, if you look at the pie chart, the vast majority of people are in varying scales of dislike to outright hatred of this movie, with a small sliver of apologists who just, DC can do no wrong, fuck you, Marvel fanboy, and all Marvel movies are the exact same movie. This is Suicide Squad. Yeah. Okay. Guessing you didn't watch Ragnarok then.
But hey, at least we're getting a sequel directed by
James Gunn.
James Gunn. Yeah.
But is it really a sequel, or are they doing I think they're doing a soft reboot.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's sequel in that they're taking the Suicide Squad and they're doing another Suicide Squad.
Right. But Roby is not in that one.
And I don't know, I've heard that Will Smith is, and then he isn't, maybe he is. And maybe they recast his character, so maybe he's not in it.
They just actually finished shooting today.
Yeah.
Today they finally wrapped. So I believe that's out next summer.
That sounds about right, yeah.
Yeah. Which will be interesting because now James Gunn get working on GOTG 3.
Yep.
It's my lifeblood, man. Guardians of the Galaxy is my freaking lifeblood.
Yeah, we know.
This movie, yeah. The other thing is on the floor right now. So, yeah, I just can't with this movie. I really can't. But the thing is, though, it's very difficult for me to say which I like least, this one or BVS, because this one is an outright flaming bag of poop wrapped in a dumpster fire. Batman versus Superman had expectations that it had to meet and failed them so spectacularly.
Yeah, I guess it's kind of like which is a worse movie, Models: The Hands of Fate, or like Battlefield Earth.
True.
I mean, one is just an awful movie, and the other movie is an awful movie with aspirations of being a much better movie.
I think sometimes when you've got that much money behind a movie, there's no excuse for it to be bad.
Yeah.
It's almost like they were deliberately trying to tank it. It's a producer's thing. So that's all I got to say about this movie. Also, fuck the Bohemian Rhapsody remake that they did for this.
Yeah.
Who was that? Panic at the Disco?
You ask me as if I know.
Yeah.
Hold on, let me see if I can find anything here.
Wait, just on the actual soundtrack. I'm sorry, it's been a long week.
Yeah, performed by Panic at the Disco.
Oh my god.
I preferred their version of
Into the Unknown.
Yeah.
Frozen. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Well,
yeah.
in general, I prefer the soundtrack of Frozen a hell of a lot more than I prefer what Suicide Squad.
Suicide Squad. Exactly. Well, that's Suicide Squad. And we had to keep this one short because I could go on for a while, but it's just me saying fuck an awful lot. So yeah. So anyway, what did you think of Suicide Squad? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Please leave a very civil comment below in the comments. Don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Mike and I do these videos. We at least try to do them every week. Now with my new work position, it's kind of tough because that's the job that pays my bills.
Yeah, and much more transportation for you.
Right, exactly. So we're working on making this a little more mobile for myself. It's just kind of me getting used to the whole thing. Anyway, Mike and I also host a little podcast called Geek Salad. You can listen to our episodes at geeksalad.podbean.com. You can check us out on the Podbean app as well as at Stitcher, Spotify, iTunes, Google Music, and now an iHeartRadio. You can also get our full audio archives here on our YouTube channel. You can also follow us on the socials on Twitter at Geek Salad Radio and on Facebook at Geek Salad Podcast. And you can also feel free to drop us a line at geeksalladradio@gmail.com. Anything else for me, Mike?
I am just so thrilled that we didn't have a pause today.
I think it's 3 weeks in a row. Wow. 3 shows in a row. Woo!
Yay!
So anyway,
Yay, technology!
We're going to have another drink. Until next time, I'm Andy.
I'm Mike.
Go forth and be nerdful. We'll talk to you later.
Okay. And broadcast.